switching positions. Ain't gotta ask me whose is it, cause you already know.
Hi guys, and welcome back. It's your girl Stu, and today y'all we are here for another story time. But before we get into that, go ahead and grab your wine, coffee, juice, whatever you guys got, your water. Stay hydrated and like, share, and subscribe. I have to remember to say that, y'all. It's so hard. I forget every time, but I remember today. So y'all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, or if you haven't already done so. Go ahead and get that done for me, because we are at least trying, guys, y'all, we're gonna try to get to 500 by the end of December. That's what I'm shooting for. Y'all like my Golden Girls t-shirt? If y'all know me, y'all know I like these women right here. Listen, I used to go to bed to their show every night faithfully. I love them. I can watch them. I done seen every episode a million times. Y'all, I love these girls. So yeah, this is my little Golden Girls. I love them. But anywho, like I said, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And so y'all, listen, social media is a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's like, you know, when you don't want to hear negative news or bad news, then social media is a bad thing. And the whole story with Miss Shanquella Robinson, I think I'm saying her name right, the girl that was recently murdered by her friends in Mexico. Y'all, that struck me. That broke my heart. I'm surprised I'm even talking about it right now, because me and my girlfriend was trying to talk about that the other day, and I was like, you know what, I don't even want to talk about it, because I just couldn't imagine. But you know what? It's so many people that you think is your friend, and they are not your friends. And even at even at my age, I am still learning that people that I think is for me is not for. Listen, they ain't for you. Y'all better watch. They are not for you. And, you know, those people show signs all the time. I mean, like, y'all, I have a daughter, and I be scared for her so much. Y'all do not even understand. I be scared for her so much. And for me to hear about that girl, you know, that's somebody's child. Like, oh, I couldn't even imagine. You talking about something that would take me all the way out. That would take me, I couldn't imagine being her mother. I could not. That would take me all the way out. For real. For real. So, y'all, we just gonna say a prayer for her family, and we're gonna say a rest in peace to Miss Robinson. I mean, I just really hate to hear that. I really, really do. But you guys, on to other news. We are about to start our fitness journey. I know I've been talking about it for a minute, and y'all know how I like to procrastinate. That's something that I do tend to do. I'm gonna procrastinate. I'm gonna get around to it. I just, you know, y'all, I take my time with things. I have to want to do it to get it done. And so I have to just wait until I'm ready to do it to get it done. If that makes sense. I know it need to be done. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started, because spring break, we got some trips lined up, and yeah, I'm trying to be looking my best. I can be out there looking like your auntie. You're good looking auntie. Okay, but you know, listen, spring break, I need to be looking my best. So we about to start getting this little fitness journey popped off, because I can't be out here. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all understand. But we gonna get this fitness thing started or whatever. And I know I told y'all the other day I was gonna come on here Wednesday or Thursday with a story time, but y'all, life happens. And that's what was happening. Life was lifing. For real. I get so tired Y'all don't even understand. I'm not even gonna go all into that because that ain't even the story time I brought y'all here for. Another time. And that ain't what I brought y'all here for. But we gonna go ahead and get into the story time that I brought y'all guys here for. And as you can tell by the title below, this story time is about the SideChick reunion. Y'all gotta listen. Look, disclosure. Me telling these story times, I say this all the time. I need for y'all to understand. I'm going to give you a time frame on when these stories actually happen. Every story that I put on here is true. I just want y'all to know that. These stories are my real life events. Most of them took place when I was young. Young, 19, 20, from anywhere probably 19 to 22. Something in that time frame. So I was young. And not that that's an excuse, because y'all, we give these young people way too many excuses. So I'm gonna stop using that as an excuse. I was young, I was young. Yeah, I was young. Yeah, I was green. I was naive. I was gullible. I was a lot of things between 19 and 22. Grown, mature, wise. I wasn't none of that. I was none of that. I was all the things I just said. But nevertheless, I was young. So, in this story time today, I was, to be exact, I want to say I was probably 20. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So, y'all know, if you have seen any of my other story times, if you ever paid attention to any of my other story times, you know of the drama that has went on in my life with side chicks and all of that or whatever. Like, I'm telling y'all, these are real life events. So, before I got married, me and my husband went through a lot of issues, and we should have never ever gotten married. We should have never. But I didn't want to be a statistic and just have a baby daddy. I didn't want to be a baby mama, so I went ahead and married the fool. Like I said, I was young. But before we got married, we did have a child. And I was pretty much, I was still a single parent, when I first had my oldest. So I was a single parent, and yeah, he had a dad or whatever, but like I said, his dad had a whole lot going on in his life. A whole lot going on. And when I had my son, there were other women claiming to be pregnant by him as well. One I knew of because she was a constant thorn in my side. So I knew of her. But she seemed to have been finding other women. Like, I don't know. I wasn't out there looking, but I guess I don't remember where this other girl came from and who found who and how it even came about. But one day, I had got a call from her. And so she was like, come over to my house, at such and such time. We're going to say around 4 o'clock, 3 to 4 o'clock. I want to say that's probably the time frame of what time it was. I'm not real sure on the exact time. But she was like, come over to my house because I went and got this girl. I went and picked up this girl, that's claiming to have a baby by, my baby daddy at the time and her baby daddy at the time. So I was like, because me and her, we did communicate. We did talk. Not always. We didn't always get along. We actually used to bump heads. We used to be into it. whatever. I mean, we were into it. We used to be into it all the time. But once these kids was born, we kind of had got to the point to where, we want our kids, to be siblings and get along. So we gonna start, trying to get along. And actually, at the time, I wasn't even with my baby's dad. So it really didn't matter to me. It really didn't matter to me at that point. So she called me up and she was like, yeah, why don't you come over to my house, because I went and picked up this other girl that's claiming to have, a baby by, our kid's dad. So I'm like, okay, cool. I come over or whatever. And so she lived with her mom at the time. So, I think back on that now. Her mom is cool mom. I love her. I think that she loved her kids. She took care of her kids. I always thought the lady was nice. She's a nice lady. I have nothing bad to say about her mom. But I will say, that would have never happened at my mama's house. That would have never went down like that at my mama's house. My mama would have been like, Harper, who these women? They got baby by who? Well, what the hell they doing here? That would have never went down at my mama's house. My mama would have been like, bitch, you for real? That wouldn't have went down at my mama's house. That's all I'm saying. Her mama's sweet lady. Don't get me wrong. She's a sweet lady. Sweet lady. She's always been nice to me. She's a sweet lady. I have nothing against her mom at all. But I'm just saying, my mama wasn't going. But, I didn't live with my mom at the time. My mom lived in a whole nother state. So that's neither here nor there. But, so I pack up my baby and, I mosey on over there or whatever. So, we looking like, I don't know what the hell. I think back on it and I'm like, we was really some little young fools. I mean, like, here we is, all three of us with these babies. And mind y'all, these babies was all the same age. All the same age. I mean, like, we sitting up here like crazy. Absolutely crazy is what it was. And, when I got there, okay, so mind y'all, when I was 20-ish, I was real skinny. Real. I stayed skinny for a long time, but I was really skinny. And the girl that I knew of, she was really skinny too. And this other girl was skinny too. But she was skinnier than us. And it's like, in order for you to be skinnier than we was, you had to been up. I mean, like, she was giving crackhead vibes. And, we wasn't even, was crack a thing then? I don't even think, we wasn't using crackhead vibes then. Like, I don't think the girl was on no type of drugs or none of that. She just looked a little malnutrition. Like, she looked at like she wasn't getting fed and she was in need of a whole lot. And I was just looking at her like, and I'm thinking in my head, like, I already got to deal with the fact that you done cheated on me with her over here. You done cheated with me with her over here. Then here go, old girl over here. Old girl over here look like a hoe, nigga. You was messing with that shit. That's why I sometimes say that they're not all, but it's a lot of men out here that they just do stuff just to do it. They do it just to do it. Honestly, they just do things just to be doing something. Cause I'm like, now my baby daddy wasn't ugly. He ain't ugly. Look, he got me. Look, y'all, he don't got me. No, I'm just playing. But he wasn't ugly or none of that or whatever. So he, he could get a nice looking woman if that's what he needed to do. But, and not saying that men shouldn't be with, it's somebody for everybody. But y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, you find out your man been messing around or whatever, and then you see that he been messing around with something that you probably feel is beneath you, you got a whole attitude, because that's exactly how I felt many a times. Many a times. But anywho, whole nother subject. But anyway, so, you know, we sitting there, you know, talking about our babies. And I think she might have had a girl. I think the baby was a girl. Yeah, I don't even really remember, because after that day, I never paid that girl or her baby no more attention. I mean, never ever. Actually, I think I heard later on down the line from the other girl that the baby wasn't even here. So I don't even know whatever became of her anyway. But anywho, we sitting there, you know, with these kids or whatever. So, you know, back then, we didn't really have, well, we had cell phones, but you had to be that girl or that guy to really have a cell phone. You know, we wasn't doing a whole lot of texting, and, you know, like how it is now. It wasn't like that then. We wrote letters. So, baby daddy had done wrote this letter and gave it to the other girl, the other baby mama, the one that I knew of. And so this dude had done wrote this little letter out or whatever. So she come, you know, it's like, I guess they had this plan, like this meeting planned or something or whatever, to where, you know, she was going to have us come over, and, you know, she was going to be handing us these letters from him or whatever. And I guess she wanted us to read the letters, you know, in her presence. I don't know if it was to get her you know, so she could see our reaction, or we could discuss it, or I really don't know what the purpose of that was. But anywho, he ended up calling too. But we gonna get back to the letter. So yeah, so he had oh yeah, my mouth was dry. But anyway, this man had done wrote these letters, right? So she come giving me the letter or whatever, and I'm all rocking my baby and stuff, because my baby was a crier, y'all. He cried all the time. I mean, all the time. But I feel like my baby cried all the time because when I was pregnant with him, I cried all the time. Like, I was going through so many issues when I was pregnant with my baby, you know, with his dad and all the stuff that I was finding out, you know. So I stayed upset. And I feel like I just rubbed that off on my baby, and my baby used to cry all the time. I didn't realize that then, but me just, you know, I done had 4 kids. I done been through the whole thing. So now I know that that's probably what I did to my baby. So anyway, I'm rocking him, you know, trying to keep him from crying and reading this letter or whatever. So, yeah, the letter went on to say, let's call the girl that I knew about, we gonna call her, Shiny. We're gonna call her Shiny. So that's, I knew about her. Okay, you know, we don't, like I said, throwing them aside. I knew about her. So Shiny's the one that gave me the letter. So I'm reading the letter or whatever. So the letter goes on to say, yeah, you know, I decided to be with Shiny because you said that you don't want to be with me anymore. So I'm reading, I'm like, this nigga for real? So, y'all, so I'm reading this letter like, you know, okay. I mean, I guess she wanted me to read it because, you know, he said in the letter that they was together. But I'm still like, boo-boo. And so I asked, I said, did you read this letter? And so she was like, you know, acting like it was nothing, you know. So I'm looking at her, you know, I'm raising my eyebrows because y'all know I made some facial, I give you some facial expressions. But I'm like, okay. So she was like, And so, you know, she was going on like she was, you know, unbothered, whatever. You know, yeah, I read it. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I was like, you read this part right here? And so she was like, And so I was like, okay, you know, hey, it is what it is. And so I was like, dang, you know, so I'm like, wow, you know, because dude, you not, first of all, you're not about to write your baby mama a letter and tell her that the only reason you with another woman is because she don't want you. And I'm gonna give her the letter. And then you think that I'm gonna be with you knowing that you only chose to be with me because another woman didn't want to be with you? Baby. I don't know what I had myself into. I don't even know. And Tweety Dumb over here, it just wasn't no hope for her. And y'all don't even remember what her letter said, if she even had a letter. I mean, he ended up calling. So, she was like, you know, phone, you know. I'm like, And she was like, yeah, you know, he on the phone, he want to talk to you. And you giving me the phone? Is you for real? I'm like, you could have never called my house. Never called my house and asked to speak to none of the woman. You out your mind? Is you out your mind? But he was. And he did. So yeah, you know, we get on the phone and we chopping it up or whatever, you know, and I'm like, you know, yeah, I got your letter. I was like, you know, I can't believe, you know, you wrote this, but I got your letter. So yeah, so I'm like, dude, you know, this what you doing? And he was like, oh, excuse me, y'all. And he was like, yeah, you know, I told you why I was doing that or whatever, you know. That's your fault. That's what you decided. That's what you want. Y'all, all I know is if I can go back, if I could only go back to that Halloween night that I got hooked up with the devil, baby, I would do it. I would change things. I would definitely change things. Definitely. I would change things because, you know, that don't even make no sense. Like, we sit up here like the Three Stooges with these babies that we don't even know how to be a mama to. Because at that time, didn't either one of us know nothing about being no mama. Me and Shiny probably knew a little more than Tweedledum over here. Tweedledum over here needed a whole lot of help. Like, she was in need. She was in need. I don't know where that girl at to this day. Don't really care, but I'm just saying, y'all, like, I just can't believe that I put myself through, like, what was I over there for? What was I mean, like, y'all, we over here having a whole reunion, like we playing house and like, oh, hey, here go my baby, here go our babies. You know, we little silly young girls just being silly. That's what we was doing. And so Shiny, y'all, had been taking pictures of the kids, of the babies. That's gonna be a whole nother story time. I'm gonna give y'all a little later on. When is this? I'm not even gonna tell y'all no day, but it's gonna be sometime in the coming week. I'm gonna tell y'all about them pictures. But yeah, like, so she was, you know, taking pictures of the babies and, you know, this and that, which I didn't mind. You know, I didn't mind because they supposedly, you know, was related. So I didn't mind. I didn't care about none of that. But like I said, y'all, that's for another story time. We gonna get into it. This is gonna be to be continued. But y'all, that's all I have for y'all today. So that was my little story time of, once again, when I was a little green. I was a little green, y'all. I ain't got better now. You try me, you want to. Oh no, I'm just playing, y'all. I don't have that type of drama in my life now. no more. And I am so blessed and thankful for that. Your girl is not dealing with none of that. None of that. Because I don't even want to deal with no man that got no kids, baby. I don't care if it's yours, if you say it ain't yours, if it's your daddy's. I don't care. But if it's anywhere around you, we ain't dating no way. So, and y'all see why I have my issues when it comes to men with kids, because I done went through a lot. And I'm not trying to go through none of that. And that's not even just with, you know, my husband. Like, I have 3 kids with my husband, and then I have another son. So even with him, I went through the same shit. So that's why I don't, when it comes to me and the kids, yeah, we ain't rocking. We ain't rocking. I have my issues for good reason. So once again, y'all, that was your girl Stu with the little story time. And like I said, there's going to be a part 2 to this one. So y'all stick around for number 2. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.